Like Grand, Djeeta's jumping U received a reduction in its startup frames. It now starts up in 10 frames as opposed to 12. I would consider this as a minor buff overall. Djeeta's charged fireballs all have some similar changes. The light and medium versions, recovery and total animation have been reduced by 3 frames, meaning that their frame advantage is now -1 instead of -4. Additionally to that, on hit, they have some new properties. They now launch grounded foes on hit, cause wall bounce on counter hit, the lateral knockback has been reduced, and the pushback when blocked has also been reduced. Let's go over all of these changes together after demonstrating what it looked like before. As you can see, on hit, these are all buffs. You're able to get a real knockdown on the opponent, chase them down, apply some Okizeme, as well as you're able to get some combos in the corner in case the opponent gets hit by this one. I think the idea here is to use these tools as a built-in way for Djeeta to make a call-out against someone who's trying to brave counter by leaving a gap in your block string and then getting good rewards off of it with a fireball starter like this. All these changes have been applied to the heavy version as well. It now launches grounded foes, it causes wall bounce on hit, the lateral knockback has been reduced, and the pushback when blocked has been reduced. In the case for the heavy charged fireball, this is actually a buff because now you're right next to the opponent and +8. Like Grand's heavy rising sword, Djeeta's has also received a change where the block stun from the first swing has been increased so that it's now a true block string into the second hit. The dummy is set to mash when they can, and as you can see, there's no more knowledge check mind games where you have to wait or spot dodge or anything like that. You just block the entire thing out. This is a thought that I had when I was looking at this move, and I wanted to share it with y'all as well. You might be thinking, well, if it's a true string between the 2 hits, maybe it makes for a great chip-out tool now. As you can see, it doesn't. So you can't force the enemy down to chip kill range with the first hit, and then true string into the second hit for a guaranteed kill. Djeeta's medium Vorpal Blade received a couple of buffs. The damage has been increased by about 200 in total, the first hit doing 500 and the second hit doing 500 instead of doing 400 each before. Additionally, the second slash now gains a counter hit property on counter hit, and the lateral knockback has been reduced, with the launch height being increased on counter hit for the second slash. All this basically means that Djeeta is able to do more damage with this in combos, and she's able to get better rewards for it when she uses this to poke with. As you can see, you could pretty reliably link a standing medium strike after this hit. The follow-up to medium Vorpal Blade also received a damage increase of 100, going from 500 to 600. Scaled is going to come out a little bit differently, but overall, Djeeta's damage is going to be buffed in Vorpal Blade. The heavy Vorpal Blade follow-up did receive some changes. It had a massive damage increase, going from 500 to 800 damage. However, it did receive a nerf as well, in the form that it no longer causes a wall bounce. So instead of Djeeta using this to push the opponent deep into the corner and then get a launch into a full combo, it now effectively operates as her combo ender. I'd say this is a big nerf overall. Ultimate Vorpal Blade had a change that when it's blocked near the corner, it no longer causes pushback on Djeeta's side. The implication of this is that she's now in your face in -4, which means she's actually able to be punished by a back throw. So keep that in mind for Djeeta players. Overdrive Surge has been buffed in many ways. For starters, it says that the travel distance has been slightly reduced, making it easier to connect upon landing. As you can see, at around start distance, this now whiffs. Proximity guard has also been increased against it, meaning that it's harder for the opponent to just walk away from this move. This will make it harder for the opponent to escape. Additionally, if you use this as an anti-air, it will now cause a ground bounce, and the ground bounce height will increase based on the charge level. Before, you really couldn't get much for using it as such. As you can see, Grand has recovered before I can even get a 5L out. This is how it behaves now. Off of level 0, you're able to link a standing light. Off level 1, you can link a crouching medium. It does feel a little tight to me, though. Off level 2, you can link a close heavy slash.
Excellent.
And off level 3, you can link a 2 heavy slash.
Great.
While all this is cool in theory, I'm not so sure about the viability of using Overdrive Surge as an anti-air, just considering the fact that there's going to be a lot of jump-in normals that will beat this cleanly. That being said, level 3 actually has a good chance of it because it actually has full invulnerability frames.
Great.
So it's very possible that this will actually find a niche use as that. However, you're likely going to be using Overdrive Surge as a pressure tool for the following reasons. All versions of Overdrive Surge have been giving a second hit that deals additional damage. The first hit will deal the same 1200 damage as before, but the second hits will increase in damage as you go up in levels. Level 1 will do 300 damage, level 2 will do 900, and so will level 3 at 900 damage. As you can see, once you get to the higher levels than before, you were able to get a small launch that would give you some links. On block, however, this was all pretty okay situations for Djeeta to be in. At level 0, you were basically negative. Whereas if you got at some higher levels, you were able to force it to be +0. So, not really a good tool for her in pressure. The additional second hit adds on not only damage, but as well as frame advantage. At level 1, you're actually able to link a target combo into this, or triple attack, I should say. There's going to be pretty big rewards already for Djeeta, but it gets even higher with more levels you go. At level 2, you're able to link a close heavy slash with the +9 frame advantage that you have on hit. You can do other things as well with Overdrive Surge at level 3, and it's +11 on hit.
Great.
So this gives Djeeta tons of more new combo options. You also note that there is no more launch as well, meaning that she's able to use this possibly as a means to get a combo started. However, since you can't combo into it, it's not going to really be used for a combo tool, but a strong combo starter. On block, the situation is massively different for Djeeta. At level 0, it's pretty much the same at -2. However, once you get into levels, you're actually going to be able to start reaping rewards for it. At level 1, you're +2 on block. Do know that you are outside of throw range, but at least it's still your turn. Levels 2 and level 3 behave the same on block as well, just +2. Still, the fact that Djeeta has a means to force her turn again with her unique skill means that it's going to be a lot more viable to use in these situations. Eternal Ascendancy did receive a nerf. It did lose its projectile invincibility from the 3rd active frame. This means that this is no longer a great super that's used to reactionary punish opponents' fireballs. This greatly reduces Djeeta's threat when she has a full skybound gauge against opponents that want to zone her out with fireballs. This is how the situation would play out before.
Excellent.
Taking 5,760 damage for throwing a fireball before with a simple input super was a pretty insane advantage to have for Djeeta. We'll see how this fares against her matchups overall. The last change that Djeeta received is to her Skyfall. The vertical hitbox has been expanded on the first hit, which is not going to be something easy to show in a setting like this, but the close proximity range has also been reduced to be in line with other characters. This might affect some of her combo routes where before she was able to link a full cinematic hit from Skyfall, and now she might not be able to, or in some situations where she tries to use this as a reversal at a distance.
Great.
It's pretty hard to demonstrate this change as well, in my opinion.
Great.
That summarizes all the Djeeta changes that are listed. Unlike Gran, who basically saw only buffs to his kit, minus a couple of quality of life nerfs that namely only affect low-level play, Djeeta actually saw a couple of changes that, while they do reward her and incentivize her to use new tools, did punish the old tools that she used before. Vulpal Blade has a couple of new properties where it's better on counter hit. However, the heavy follow-up to it no longer giving her combo from the corner does reduce her overall damage output from mid-screen. She had new toys to play with that I think are all built around the idea of trying to bait out an opponent's brave counter by making it whiff as a raging strike and then being able to blow it up, namely with her charged fireballs being able to have more reward. She saw a couple of changes as well to her Overdrive Surges, which now might be actually actively used tools in her kit, especially since they give her free plus on block frames, as well as good combos on hit successful. Getting her to level 3 and having an invincible option like this as well might be something that we see a lot of Djeeta's play towards. I'm interested to see what a player like Have a Nice Day does with the character now.